Chosen one. Listen closely right now. Heaven has paused everything to whisper this into your soul. Tonight, your hidden role has awakened. This is not a coincidence. This is divine timing. You have carried something inside you that the world could not name. And many times you questioned yourself, asking, why do I feel different? Why do I feel called? Yet I cannot explain it. Tonight, the veil lifts, and what was hidden becomes visible. You were never overlooked. You were marked since before the foundations of the earth. You walked through pain not as punishment, but as preparation. Every rejection carved you. Every sleepless night pressed oil from your spirit. You thought you were breaking, but heaven was shaping. You are not standing here by chance. You are standing because a role was written with your name on it before you were even born. And tonight, that assignment activates. Pause for a moment. Feel it in your spirit. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The weight you've carried suddenly makes sense. The heaviness you felt was not yours to keep. It was the evidence that something greater was stored within you. You have been chosen to carry light where others fell to darkness. Your very presence disrupts the enemy's plans. And this is why opposition always chased you. Understand this. You were hidden for a season. You were concealed like a seed in the ground, overlooked by many, underestimated by most. But heaven never overlooked you. God planted you deep, not to bury you, but to root you, so that when the time came, you would rise with unshakable strength. And that time, chosen one, is now. The psalmist wrote in the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 23, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He delights in his way." This means every step you took, even the ones you thought were wasted, were ordered for this very moment. You are hearing this because heaven is confirming what your spirit already knows. Tonight, the hidden role assigned to you has activated. You will sense doors opening where they were once sealed. You will see alignments forming that you could never force. People will begin to notice what they once ignored. The anointing on your life is rising to the surface. Do not shrink back now. This is not the hour to doubt yourself. You are standing at the threshold of destiny, and your obedience will unlock the next chapter. Do not procrastinate. Do not hide again. Do not silence your voice. You are chosen to shine. And if you withdraw, heaven's assignment cannot flow through you as it was designed. Chosen one, I urge you receive this word deeply. Tonight is not like other nights. Something in the unseen has shifted. Angels are aligning. Heaven is speaking. And your assignment is confirmed. You must rise into it. You must claim it. You must walk with the authority heaven has placed in your spirit. And here is your call to step into faith, if you know this word is for you. If you feel the fire stirring inside, then, like this message, share it with someone else who needs it. And subscribe right now so you never miss the confirmations heaven is releasing over your life. Finally, as a prophetic act of agreement, comment 77 below. This is your declaration that you receive the activation of your hidden role tonight. Chosen one. Let me take you deeper. Tonight you begin to see that you were never random, never ordinary, never a mistake. The world may have labeled you with names of rejection, failure, or insignificance, but heaven has always called you marked. There has been a fingerprint of God upon your spirit since the day you took your first breath. You have walked through seasons where you questioned your very existence, You asked, "Why am I even here? What is my purpose?" Yet every tear you shed was not wasted. It was watering the soil of your destiny. Your journey has been orchestrated with divine precision. Nothing slipped through heaven's hands. Not even the moments you felt most abandoned. Consider this: kings and prophets, warriors and intercessors, all of them were once children overlooked by men but chosen by God. You stand in that same stream of divine lineage. The fire you carry was not earned. It was inherited from eternity. That is why you have always felt a difference inside you. A quiet knowing that your path would never mirror the paths of others. Even before your first words, heaven whispered over you. Even before your first step, the Spirit had already written where your feet would walk. This is why doors closed suddenly, why people left abruptly, why seasons shifted without your understanding. It was not rejection, it was redirection. You were being shielded for a calling too weighty to be exposed too soon. There is a mystery in being chosen. The world sees weakness, but God sees a vessel ready to be filled. You felt the pain of being misunderstood because your design could not be explained in human language. You carried burdens heavier than others because your shoulders were built to sustain an assignment beyond normal. You endured storms not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen the foundation of what you are called to carry. Listen carefully. The fact that you survived what broke others is proof of divine selection. You are living evidence that you were not made for defeat. Every scar is a testimony that your story is guided by unseen hands. You did not arrive here by coincidence. You were sent. And tonight, heaven is reminding you of what has been true all along. Your very breath is evidence of assignment. Your very heartbeat is rhythm to a divine song. You are not waiting to be chosen. You already are. The prophet Jeremiah spoke, as recorded in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." Those plans have never been cancelled, only hidden. They were concealed until the appointed time, and that time has now awakened. You do not need to force it. You do not need to manipulate it. All you must do is step into the flow of what God has already written. Chosen one. This is why you were set apart. While others lived comfortably in conformity, your spirit could not rest. You knew you were made for more. The uneasiness you carried was not discontentment, but the groaning of destiny waiting for release. Take this truth into your spirit. You are marked since birth, set apart before you could speak, preserved through battles you did not understand. Nothing about your life has been accidental. You were always chosen. And tonight, that reality is no longer hidden. It is being revealed. Chosen one. Now you must see the mystery of your hidden training grounds. Everything you endured, every storm, every betrayal, every silent night, none of it was wasted. What felt like punishment was actually preparation. Heaven was shaping you in secret places while the world looked away. You were being refined in fires unseen, so that when the time of unveiling came, you would stand unshaken. There were moments you asked, "Why me? Why so much pain? Why such loneliness?" Yet if you look back now, you can trace the invisible hand of God through each chapter. The rejections that tore you down built endurance. The losses that made you weep carved compassion. The isolation you hated trained your ear to hear heaven's whisper more clearly. You were hidden like Moses in the desert, like David in the fields, like Joseph in prison. Each of them had to endure a season of obscurity where no one applauded, no one affirmed, no one even noticed. But it was in that hiddenness that character was forged and destiny matured. You, too, walked through such deserts, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being sharpened for what only you could carry. Do you remember the nights you almost gave up, the days you thought nothing made sense? Those were not wasted hours. They were secret classrooms of the Spirit. Heaven was teaching you to endure when comfort was absent, to trust when evidence was invisible, to fight when everything in you wanted to surrender. And look at you, you are still standing. That alone is proof of your assignment. Chosen one. I tell you with authority, nothing in your story is wasted. Not a single wound, not a single delay, not a single unanswered prayer. All of it was working together to prepare you for the unveiling that is unfolding now. The Apostle Paul affirms in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This is why you survived weaknesses others could not endure. This is why the weight you carried did not crush you. Grace carried you when your strength failed, and that grace was training you for the mantle you now step into. And now, here is your prophetic response. I want you to type these words in the comments. I choose my crown. And do you see the weight of that declaration? It is not just a phrase, it is a decision. To say, I choose my crown, is to reject the identity of a victim and embrace the authority of the chosen. It is to stop rehearsing pain and begin walking in purpose. It is to stand tall as one trained in hidden grounds, ready now to step into visibility. When you write it, you are not just responding online, you are echoing a heavenly reality. You are declaring to every force of darkness that tried to bury you that you are not defeated, you are rising. You are claiming what heaven already marked as yours. Chosen one. You have been tested. You have been tried. And you have been proven. The hidden grounds of your life were not prisons. They were training arenas. And because you endured, you are ready. The fire that once burned you now burns through you. The scars you carry are no longer symbols of shame. They are evidence of survival and victory. Step boldly into the next season. Do not look back at the desert as wasted years. See it as the proving ground that forged the warrior, the intercessor, the leader, the light you are now becoming. And as you declare with your own voice and your own words, I choose my crown, you seal heaven's confirmation that the hidden training has produced the chosen vessel. Chosen one. You must understand why darkness targeted you so fiercely. From the moment of your birth, there was a mark upon you, a spiritual seal that announced to unseen realms, this one carries destiny. The enemy recognized what even you could not yet see, and because of that, attacks came early, intense, and often. Think back. Why did battles begin for you before you even knew how to fight? Why did storms rage around you when you were still too young to understand? Why were you attacked in ways that others around you never seemed to experience? It is because darkness perceived your potential. The enemy always fights what threatens him most. Your very existence terrified hell. The gifts you carry, the authority hidden within you, the light you were born to release it, unsettled the forces of darkness long before you were even aware of it. That is why doors slammed shut when you thought they should open. That is why relationships crumbled the moment you thought you found stability. That is why confusion, heaviness, and isolation tried to wrap themselves around you. The battle over your life was never about where you were. It was always about where you are going. Do not misunderstand this. The attacks you faced were not proof of weakness, but of value. No thief breaks into an empty house. The fact that hell invested so much energy against you reveals the treasure you carry. Every lie whispered into your ear was meant to make you doubt your worth. Every wave of resistance was designed to push you away from your calling. But heaven never allowed the enemy to succeed. Though you were wounded, you were never destroyed. Though you stumbled, you were never abandoned. The ancient words recorded in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, declare, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." And this has been the truth woven through your story. Even when you felt powerless, there were unseen battles being won on your behalf. Even when you cried in silence, angelic armies were surrounding you. Even when you nearly surrendered, God Himself was holding you together. Chosen one. Understand the pattern. The greater the assignment, the fiercer the opposition. You faced storms because you are destined to calm them for others. You endured rejection because you are called to be a shelter for the rejected. You battled loneliness because you carry the authority to break isolation off those who are still bound. Every area of attack was actually a preview of the arena where you will carry victory. Look closely at your scars. Do they not tell a story? Each wound carries meaning. Each struggle shaped resilience. Each battle forged wisdom. The enemy tried to bury you in shame, but heaven has transformed those very wounds into testimonies of survival. What was meant to kill you has become fuel that will propel you forward. This is why you must never compare your journey to another's. You were targeted differently because you are chosen differently. Others did not walk through the storms you faced because they were not carrying the mantle you bear. Do not despise your battles. They are proof of your assignment. So tonight, as your hidden role awakens, remember this truth. Darkness only fought you because it feared the light in you. The enemy never invests resources in those who pose no threat. His attacks confirm your identity as one chosen by heaven. You are not defined by the war you endured. You are defined by the victory that God preserved for you through it all. Stand boldly. Chosen one. Wear your scars with honor. They are the evidence that you were fought for, protected, and preserved for such a time as this. Chosen one. The veil begins to lift. Tonight is not just about reminding you of battles survived or scars redeemed. It is about unveiling the hidden role you were always destined to carry. What was concealed is being revealed. What was whispered in the dark is now being spoken in the light. You are stepping into the identity heaven has been preparing within you since before you could even speak your own name. All the questions that haunted you. Why do I feel different? Why do I not fit in? Why does my heart ache for things others ignore? And are answered here. You were set apart for an assignment only you can fulfill. Others were not called to carry it. That is why you never blended in. That is why normal life felt too small for your spirit. You were born for something greater. And tonight, that greater begins to manifest. This unveiling does not mean that the road will suddenly be easy. It means that clarity has arrived. You will start to recognize doors that align with your calling. You will see opportunities that connect directly to your divine role. Conversations will stir something inside you. And you will know, this is what I was created for. The confusion of past seasons gives way to direction. The shadows of uncertainty dissolve into the light of purpose. Chosen one. Your hidden role is not about self-promotion. It is about service. It is about becoming a vessel that carries heaven's light into dark places. The authority you carry is not for boasting, but for breaking chains. The fire you hold is not for display, but for igniting hope in those still bound. You have been assigned a role that will ripple beyond your own life, touching generations, nations, and destinies you may never fully see on this side of eternity. Remember the words of the Apostle Peter in the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verse 10, "And the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong." Restoration is not only for your healing, it is for your equipping. God restores you so you can restore others. He strengthens you so you can strengthen many. This is the essence of your role, to become a carrier of the grace that once rescued you. Chosen one. I want you to receive this next part carefully. You are not walking this journey alone. Every time you share this word with someone who needs it, you are planting seeds of light into their spirit. When you invite others to join this flow, you are building a community of chosen ones, rising together. And when you stay connected, when you like, when you subscribe, you are not simply following a channel. You are aligning yourself with a stream of prophetic encouragement that will keep reminding you of who you are. I am not asking you to do this out of routine or obligation. I am asking because I know the enemy's greatest tactic is isolation. He wants you silent, disconnected, doubting. But when you link arms with a family of chosen ones, you cannot be easily broken. You rise stronger together, encouraged daily, sharpened by reminders that you are not walking alone. So as you receive this unveiling, do it with boldness. Lift your head. Chosen one. Stand in your new identity. And if this word has spoken directly into your spirit, if it has confirmed what heaven has already been whispering, then I invite you share it with someone who needs this fire. Let them know they are chosen too. And subscribe so that each new word of confirmation reaches you right when you need it most. Stay close to the flow of heaven's voice. Your hidden role has been unveiled. Now, step forward and walk in it, knowing that you were chosen, equipped, and released for such a time as this. Chosen one. Tonight marks a prophetic turning point. Something irreversible is happening in the unseen realms. What was delayed is now accelerating. What was blocked is now opening. What was stagnant is now moving. You can sense it in your spirit, that undeniable stirring that whispers, "This is my moment." You have waited long, endured much, and prayed when nothing seemed to change. But the delay was not denial, it was refinement. You were being prepared so that when the shift arrived, you would be ready to handle it with wisdom and strength. Heaven does not waste destiny on unprepared vessels. And now the time of waiting is giving way to the time of fulfillment. Do you feel it? The old weight beginning to lift. The heaviness that clung to you for years loosening its grip. The spiritual fog that clouded your vision finally dispersing. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into movement. You are stepping into heaven's rhythm. This is what it means to live in divine timing. Chosen one. Everything around you is aligning. The pieces that never seemed to fit are suddenly falling into place. The closed doors that once frustrated you will make sense when you see the doors that are about to open. This is not chance. This is not luck. This is divine orchestration. Heaven's hand is arranging details you could never arrange yourself. The prophet Habakkuk wrote in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time, though it linger. Wait for it, it will certainly come and will not delay." Ah, do you hear the weight of that? It will certainly come. Not maybe, not if, but certainly. God has appointed times. And tonight, you are stepping into one of them. What you thought was forgotten is now remembered. What you thought was dead is now breathing. What you thought was delayed is arriving right on schedule. But here is the key. You must align your faith with what heaven is doing. You cannot walk into this prophetic turning point with hesitation, fear, or doubt. You must say yes. You must lean in. You must believe that what you are sensing is real. Faith is the bridge that carries you from promise to manifestation. This is why I want you to respond with a prophetic act. Write in the comments, 888. Why 888? Because it is the number of new beginnings, the number of resurrection, the number that testifies you are not just surviving cycles, you are stepping into divine renewal. When you type it, you are not just leaving a number, you are declaring with your own hands, "I am stepping into heaven's appointed time for my life." End quote. Chosen one. Let this sink in. Your life is not behind schedule. You are not late. You are right on time. And tonight, the hidden assignment that has lingered is finally surfacing. No more waiting in the shadows. No more delay in the dark. You are moving into the light of divine timing, and everything around you will begin to reflect that shift. Carry this with courage. Walk boldly into this appointed season, and as you declare 888, may it echo as a seal of your agreement with heaven. The turning point has come, and you are ready. Chosen one. Let us speak now of the loneliness you have carried. Few truly understand what it means to be set apart. To be chosen often means to walk roads that others cannot endure. While others move in crowds, you have walked in silence. While others celebrated companionship, you often wrestled with solitude. And though you may have resented it, that loneliness was never without purpose. You must realize, heaven isolates before it elevates. God often removes the noise of the crowd so that his voice can be heard more clearly. If you had been surrounded by constant affirmation, you might have leaned on the voices of people instead of the voice of God. Instead, he allowed silence, not to punish you, but to sharpen your hearing, to train you to discern whispers in the stillness. Think of the prophets. They were rarely embraced by the masses. Many were misunderstood. Kastaside, even despised. Yet it was in their solitude that they carried the deepest revelations. David sang his greatest psalms not on the throne, but in lonely fields among sheep. Moses encountered the burning bush, not in the palace, but in the wilderness. Paul wrote letters that still shape eternity while imprisoned, alone with parchment and spirit. Loneliness has always been the companion of those set apart for greater work. Yes, chosen one. You felt the ache of being different. You looked at others living what seemed like ordinary, simple lives and wondered why you could not rest in the same contentment. But the truth is, your spirit could never be satisfied with smallness. You were designed with eternity pressing against your heart, and so normalcy never fit you. That discomfort you carried was the Spirit's reminder that you were built for more. In your solitude, you learned to pray with desperation. In your loneliness, you discovered strength. you did not know you had. In your isolation, you became intimately acquainted with God in ways others may never understand. And though it felt like abandonment, it was divine companionship all along. The same presence that sat with Elijah under the broom tree, that strengthened Daniel in the lion's den, that walked with the 3 Hebrew men in the fire, this same presence has never left you. Chosen one, do not despise the lonely roads. They are not evidence of rejection, but of refinement. Heaven trusted you with solitude because you were strong enough to endure it. Loneliness stripped away the distractions, exposing the depth of your heart. It revealed your endurance, purified your motives, and prepared you to carry authority without arrogance. The Spirit of the Lord speaks in the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 8. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses. Notice, the promise of power is tied not to the approval of men, but to the presence of the Spirit. And it is often in your solitude that His presence becomes the loudest, shaping you into a true witness. Chosen one, embrace the truth. You were never abandoned, you were entrusted. Your loneliness was not a punishment, it was evidence of heaven's confidence in you. Only those marked with uncommon assignments walk such uncommon paths. And now, because you endured what others could not, you are ready to lead, to comfort, to strengthen, and to guide those who still tremble in isolation. Wear your solitude as a crown. It is proof that you have walked where few dare tread, and it has made you strong enough to carry the assignment that is now awakening in you. Chosen one, as your hidden role awakens, the warfare around your life intensifies. Do not be surprised by the sudden heaviness, the unexpected resistance, or the strange opposition that seems to rise from nowhere. These are not random obstacles. They are evidence that the enemy has recognized the activation of your assignment. The battle has escalated because heaven has announced your unveiling. You must remember this. Spiritual warfare is never about where you stand today, but about where you are heading. The enemy attacks in advance, hoping to discourage you before you can step fully into destiny. He senses the ripple effect your obedience will cause, and so he seeks to silence you before you release your light. But do not fear the conflict. Do not despise the battle. Warfare is the seal of your calling. If you were of no threat, you would not be resisted. The very presence of struggle is proof of significance. The pressure you feel is not proof of abandonment, but of assignment. Consider how the enemy always sought to destroy chosen vessels before their impact unfolded. Pharaoh ordered the killing of Hebrew boys because he feared the rise of a deliverer. Herod slaughtered infants because he feared the birth of a king. The enemy always reacts violently when destiny is near. That same pattern has played out in your life. The unusual intensity of attacks you faced was not random, it was prophetic. Chosen one, let this truth anchor you. You are not powerless in this battle. You have been equipped with weapons that darkness cannot withstand. Your prayers are not empty. Words, they shake foundations in the unseen. Your worship is not mere song. It is a sword that cuts chains. Your obedience is not weakness. It is authority that terrifies the enemy. Every time you chose faith, when fear screamed louder, you were striking a blow against the kingdom of darkness. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 16, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you, so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." This means your appointment is secure. No scheme of the enemy can overturn what heaven has decreed. You are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from victory. The outcome is already decided, yet the battle is real. You will feel resistance, but you must not misinterpret it. Resistance is not a sign to retreat, it is a signal to advance. When the storm rages fiercest, it is often because breakthrough is closest. The enemy is desperate because his time is short, and he knows the power that will be unleashed when you step fully into your hidden role. Chosen one. Lift your head in the midst of battle. Stand firm when others would collapse. Remember that angels are assigned to your path, that heaven watches over every step, that the spirit within you is greater than any darkness that surrounds you. The warfare you face is not to destroy you, it is to reveal you. Each attack becomes another testimony. Each resistance, another layer of authority. Each wound, another channel for heaven's power to flow. Do not run from the war. Embrace it as proof that you are chosen. Let it remind you of the weight you carry, of the crown already resting upon your head. You were not chosen for comfort, you were chosen for conquest. And though the battle intensifies, victory is already your portion. Chosen one. The time has come to understand what has been placed upon you. You are not just preserved, you are sealed. You carry an authority that is not earned by human achievement, but granted by divine decree. When heaven chooses, it also equips. And tonight, heaven is reminding you, you are sealed with authority. Think of what this means. A seal is not just decoration, it is proof of ownership, identity, and power. In ancient times, a king's seal marked something as untouchable, protected by royal decree. To break that seal without permission was to invite judgment. In the same way, the seal upon your spirit declares to every power of darkness, this one belongs to God. This one is untouchable. This one carries heaven's backing. You may not have felt powerful in your journey. At times, you felt small, unheard, even insignificant. Yet the authority you carry was not based on your feelings. It was established by heaven before the foundation of the world. Every time you opened your mouth in prayer, demons trembled. Every time you resisted temptation, chains cracked. Every time you chose faith instead of fear, you released light into realms you could not even see. Chosen one. The authority upon your life is not fragile, it is eternal. And this authority is not for personal pride, it is for kingdom impact. You were sealed, not just for survival, but to release deliverance to others. The oil upon your life is not just for you, it is for those who will be freed by your obedience. The Apostle Paul assures us in the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verse 20, God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power at work within us. Notice, it is his power at work in you, not human strength, not natural wisdom, but divine power flowing through your surrendered life. Chosen one. This is why doors will open at your presence. This is why atmospheres shift when you enter a room, not because of who you are in the natural, but because of the seal you carry in the spiritual. Darkness recognizes authority. The unseen world knows who you are. And now, here is your prophetic response. Write these words in the comments. I hear you, Lord. It may seem simple, but its meaning is profound. When you declare, I hear you, Lord, you are not just reacting to words, you are aligning with heaven. You are saying, I recognize your voice. I accept the authority you have placed on me. I choose to walk in it. Do not underestimate what happens when you declare agreement. Every yes in your spirit shakes chains loose. Every confession of obedience aligns you with divine power. This is not just about acknowledging truth. It is about stepping into it with boldness. Chosen one. Let this sink deep. You are not a wanderer. You are not forgotten. You are not powerless. You are sealed. You are appointed. You are marked with authority. The enemy cannot erase it. The world cannot diminish it. And even your own doubts cannot cancel it. The seal of God remains firm. Walk with confidence, for you do not move in your own strength. Walk with boldness, for heaven itself backs you. Walk with authority, for the King's mark is upon your life. Chosen one. There comes a moment when heaven itself endorses you, not through the applause of people, not through recognition from the world, but through a divine confirmation that seals your identity beyond question. That moment is now. You are stepping into the realm of heaven's endorsement. For too long, you may have sought approval from those who could not see your value. You may have craved affirmation from voices that never understood the weight you carry. Yet the truth is this: when heaven has already spoken, the opinion of man is irrelevant. Your calling is not subject to their acceptance. Your destiny is not voted upon by those around you. When God has chosen you, no rejection can cancel it. Remember Jesus at his baptism, before he performed a miracle, before he preached a sermon. The heavens opened and a voice declared, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." The Father's approval came before the public ministry, and so it is with you, chosen one. Before you step fully into the works assigned to you, heaven has already spoken. You are approved. You are anointed. You are endorsed. This endorsement does not mean life will suddenly be free of opposition. In fact, it may intensify, but opposition does not erase endorsement. Even when voices of doubt surround you, the voice of heaven remains the loudest. And it is this voice you must cling to, the voice that says, "You are mine. I have chosen you. I have equipped you." And the prophet Isaiah proclaimed in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10, "So do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Chosen one. Can you feel the weight of that promise? This is heaven's signature over your life. This is God's stamp of assurance that no matter what rises against you, his hand will hold you steady. This is not fragile approval. It is eternal endorsement. And now, I want to pause and speak to your heart with sincerity. If this message is resonating within you, if you feel heaven confirming what has been stirring inside, I encourage you, share this word, not because of numbers or recognition, but because there are others who are secretly struggling with their worth, waiting for a reminder that they too are chosen. When you share, you are not spreading content, you are spreading light. And if you have not yet subscribed, do so now. This is more than a channel. It is a stream of divine reminders designed to keep you strong, to keep you awake, to keep you aligned with the voice of heaven. Stay connected, so that the fire that began tonight does not fade tomorrow. Also, do not overlook the power of your simple act of liking. It may seem small, but it allows this message to reach further, to find someone scrolling in silence, ready to give up, until heaven interrupts their path through your action. Chosen one, heaven has endorsed you. Walk boldly, knowing that divine approval rests upon you. And as you like, share, and stay connected, may you also become a messenger carrying the same endorsement to others who need it most. Chosen one, the hour has come for delays to break. For too long it felt as though your life was trapped in cycles, moving forward only to be pulled back, praying fervently only to face silence, dreaming boldly only to see doors close in your face. But tonight, I tell you with certainty, the season of delay is ending. The chains that held you are snapping. What resisted you is bowing. The barriers that stood immovable are shattering beneath the weight of heaven's decree. You know the pain of waiting. You know the frustration of seeing others step into their promise while you lingered in shadows. You cried, "Lord, have you forgotten me? Has my time passed me by?" Yet what looked like delay was heaven's design to prepare, to mature, and to align. God was not punishing you. He was perfecting the timing so that when the blessing arrived, you would be able to carry it without breaking under its weight. Chosen one, you were never behind schedule. What felt like wasted years were sacred years. Heaven was working in silence. Hidden doors were being carved. Connections were being arranged. Skills were being sharpened. And most of all, your heart was being purified so that the promise would not become your idol. The delay was divine. But now it is over. The Apostle Paul assures us in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. No delay, no opposition, no obstacle can stand when God's timing arrives. When heaven says, "Now," nothing in earth or hell can say, "Not yet." Look closely at your journey. Notice how the very areas of greatest delay are now glowing with potential breakthrough. The career door that never opened is about to swing wide. The relationships that crumbled are making room for divine alignments. The spiritual dryness that lingered is about to turn into overflow. Delay is breaking, and release is coming. Chosen one, hear me. This is not a season to hold back in hesitation. This is not a time to question whether you are worthy or ready. The breaking of delay is heaven's announcement that you are prepared. The waiting has accomplished its purpose. The prison doors are opening, just as they did for Joseph. The wilderness is ending, just as it did for Israel. The silence is breaking, just as it did for Hannah when Samuel was born. You are stepping into acceleration. What once took years will now take months. What once required months will now unfold in days. Momentum is building. Doors are unlocking. Favors are aligning. The long delay has been shattered, and now the speed of heaven will carry you forward. Chosen one, breathe deeply. Lift your head. The weight of waiting is gone. You no longer walk in circles. You walk in straight paths ordered by the Lord. The barriers have fallen. The chains have broken. And the word of heaven is clear. The time of delay has ended. Step boldly into this truth. Believe it. Walk in it. Live as one who no longer waits for release, but as one already moving in freedom. For the breaking of delay is not a promise for tomorrow. It is the reality of tonight. Chosen one, can you sense it? The light within you is no longer hidden. It rises now. Not quietly, but boldly. like the dawn that cannot be held back by the longest night. What once flickered in secret now burns as a beacon. The rising of your light is not simply about you being seen, it is about heaven being revealed through you. For years, you carried this flame in silence, unsure if it was real, doubting if it was strong enough, fearing that others would not understand. Yet here you are, still burning, still alive, still carrying the spark that darkness tried to suffocate. And now, that spark has grown into a fire. Chosen one, your light terrifies the enemy because it does what darkness cannot stop. It reveals truth. Light exposes lies. Light brings clarity. Light offers hope to those stumbling in despair. This is why you were attacked so heavily. The enemy tried to bury your light under shame, fear, rejection, and doubt. But none of it worked. And now, what was hidden inside you is rising for all to see. The voice of the Lord declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not suggestion, it is command. Arise, step out of the shadows, stand in the place you once shrank from. Do not dim yourself to make others comfortable. Do not lower your brightness to blend in. Shine, because the world desperately needs the light you carry. Chosen one, understand this. The rising of your light is not about fame or attention. It is about assignment. There are hearts waiting for the warmth of your flame. There are lives trapped in chains, waiting for your breakthrough to remind them freedom is possible. Your testimony, your courage, your voice, your obedience, they are all instruments through which light flows. And yes, you will feel the weight of responsibility. To carry light is to bear a mantle. But do not fear. You were not called to shine in your own strength, but in His glory. The light you carry does not come from you. It flows through you. You are simply the vessel. The source is eternal. Chosen one, this is the moment for your prophetic response. Write in the comments, 444. Why 444? Because it is a number of divine establishment and alignment. It signifies that heaven's order is taking root in your life, that what was once hidden is now being established for all to see. By writing 444, you are not just placing digits, you are declaring, I align with the rising of my light. I agree with heaven's command to shine. I will no longer hide. When you type it, you seal the agreement in your spirit. You join with countless chosen ones across the earth, declaring the same truth. We are rising. The glory of the Lord is rising upon us. Darkness will not silence us. Fear will not chain us. The light will shine, and it will spread. Chosen one, let this be your reality. Your light is no longer small, no longer hidden, no longer silenced. It is rising, bold and unstoppable, because heaven has declared it so. Walk in it, speak from it, live as one who carries fire that cannot be quenched. Chosen one, as the light rises within you, it brings with it a mantle, a weight of responsibility that only those marked by heaven can carry. This mantle is not light, yet it is holy. It is not casual, yet it is glorious. You must understand, to be chosen is not just to receive blessing, but to bear responsibility that others cannot endure. The mantle upon you is both an honor and a burden. It is honor because heaven has trusted you with something sacred. It is burden because it demands sacrifice, faithfulness, and courage, even when you feel weak. You were not chosen for comfort, you were chosen for stewardship. This is why your journey has been heavier than most. The weight was training you for the greater weight you now step into. Do not mistake this responsibility for punishment. You are not being crushed, you are being entrusted. The mantle is not a chain to bind you, it is a crown to identify you. And every crown carries weight. Every crown requires endurance. You cannot wear glory without carrying burden. You cannot shine with authority without walking the path of sacrifice. Look at the lives of those who carried mantles before you. Joseph carried the mantle of leadership that would save nations. But first he endured betrayal and prison. Esther carried the mantle of deliverance for her people. But first, she risked her life before a king. Paul carried the mantle of apostolic fire. But first he walked through shipwrecks, beatings, and rejection. The mantle always requires something, but it always births something greater. Chosen one. The mantle upon your life is not random. It is shaped perfectly for your shoulders. It has been crafted by every trial, every tear, every season of waiting. Others may admire it from afar, but could never carry it. It is not transferable. It is not replaceable. It is uniquely yours. The apostle urges in the first letter to Timothy, chapter 6, verse 12, "Fight the good fight of the faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were called." This is what the mantle demands, that you keep fighting, that you hold fast, that you refuse to let go, even when battles intensify. Do not fear the responsibility. Heaven never places a mantle without also releasing grace to carry it. The same Spirit that called you is the Spirit that strengthens you. The same hand that placed the crown is the hand that steadies you under its weight. You will not falter because you do not walk alone. Chosen one. Embrace this mantle. Let it remind you of who you are. When you feel weary, remember that you are clothed in divine authority. When you feel inadequate, remember that heaven would not entrust this to you if you were not able to carry it. When you feel lonely, remember that every chosen one bears a unique weight, but all are strengthened by the same eternal Spirit. This mantle is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the sign that you are stepping into fullness. It is the confirmation that you are ready. Wear it with humility, but also with boldness. Let it rest upon you as both a crown and a responsibility. For in carrying what others could not, you reveal the glory of the one who chose you. Chosen one. Your mantle is not only for you, it is for the nations. The words you carry are not meant to remain locked within your heart. They are arrows designed to pierce atmospheres, to shatter lies, to awaken hearts that have grown numb. You have been entrusted with a voice that carries weight beyond your understanding. Do not underestimate its reach. Do not despise its influence. Heaven placed fire on your tongue so that nations might be touched by the truth you release. This is why your words have often felt heavy. You could not speak lightly about things others dismissed casually. You sensed depth in moments others overlooked. You carried conviction in conversations where others remained shallow. This was not a flaw, it was a sign. Your voice was designed to cut through noise, to bring clarity where there is confusion, to speak with authority where there is compromise. Think of Jeremiah, the young prophet who once told God he was too inexperienced to speak. Yet the Lord answered him, saying that before he was formed, He was appointed as a prophet to nations. The same reality is true for you. Long before you questioned your ability, heaven had already determined your assignment. Your voice has been prepared for impact far greater than you imagine. Do not think of nations only as geographic boundaries. Nations are also communities, families, movements, and spheres of influence. Everywhere your words reach, whether through a conversation with one soul or through a message that touches thousands, you are shaping destinies. Your voice carries the fragrance of heaven. It awakens, heals, and restores. That is why silence has felt suffocating to you. You were not made to be silent. You were made to speak. Chosen one. Your voice will carry what your hands alone cannot build. It will open doors that effort alone could never unlock. There will be moments when a single word you speak will accomplish more than years of striving. This is the authority of a chosen vessel. When heaven breathes through your voice, it becomes more than sound. It becomes spirit and life. The psalmist sings in the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 17, "I will not die but live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done." Notice the weight of this declaration. Proclaim. To proclaim is not simply to state it, it is to announce with authority. Your survival was not for silence. You lived so that you might proclaim. Chosen one. This is why your words have been tested. The enemy sought to silence you early, filling you with doubt, insecurity, and fear of rejection. But every time you broke through and spoke anyway, chains shattered. Every time you chose to release truth instead of holding it back, darkness lost ground. And now, your voice is being sharpened like a sword. Use it with wisdom, but never with fear. Your words are not yours alone. They are echoes of the one who sends you. When you speak, let it be with humility, knowing the source is greater than the vessel, but also speak with confidence, knowing you are authorized to release what has been entrusted to you. Chosen one. Prepare yourself. Your voice will travel further than you expect. It will pierce hearts you may never meet. It will shift atmospheres in places you may never stand. For this is your calling, not just to carry a mantle, but to release a sound that shakes nations. Chosen one. Tonight you stand, crowned for battle. The journey of hiddenness, of preparation, of trials, of crushing it has brought you here. And now, heaven places a crown upon your head. This crown is not for decoration, it is for warfare. It signifies that you are no longer only enduring, you are reigning. You are not simply surviving, you are advancing. The season of hiding has given way to the season of standing. This crown represents identity, authority, and assignment. It is identity because it confirms who you have always been. Chosen, marked, and sealed by God. It is authority because it empowers you to stand firm against darkness without fear. And it is assignment because it reminds you that your role is not passive. You are called to conquer, to build, to release heaven's will upon the earth. Do not take this lightly. Chosen one. A crown is costly. It was bought with battles, tears, and scars. It came through nights of silence and days of testing. But now, what once felt like endless struggle reveals itself as preparation for rulership. You carry a warrior's crown, and you must wear it with both humility and courage. Think of how David was anointed long before he sat on the throne. The crown was spoken over him before it was visible. In the same way, your crown has been waiting for you. And now, the time of manifestation has come. You step into it, not by human recognition, but by divine decree. The Apostle Paul assures in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "There is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day." That crown was not only promised to Paul, but to all who remain faithful, to all who do not surrender when trials press hardest. And you, chosen one, are counted among them. Now I speak to you with sincerity. If this word has stirred your spirit, if you feel the weight of the crown settling upon your life, I encourage you, do not keep it to yourself. Share this message. For there are other chosen ones who are still doubting, still hesitating, still unaware of their identity. Your act of sharing may be the very spark that awakens them. And if you have not already, subscribe and remain connected. This is more than content, it is confirmation. Each word you hear here is a reminder, a refueling, a strengthening for the battles you will face. Isolation is the enemy's weapon, but alignment with truth keeps your spirit sharp. Stay close. Stay ready. Do not forget the power of your response. A simple like, a simple comment. These are not just digital actions, they are prophetic acts. When you comment, you are adding your agreement. When you like, you are pushing this message further, making sure it lands in the heart of someone scrolling in silence, needing one final reminder not to give up. So as a prophetic act of unity, write your agreement below. Let the words flow from your heart, short but strong, and let it be your declaration that you are ready to wear your crown, ready to step into the battle with confidence. Chosen one, heaven has crowned you. Do not lower your head in shame any longer. Stand tall, stand bold, stand radiant. For you are not only chosen, you are crowned. And your crown marks you as one who is ready to conquer. Chosen one, the time has come for glory to be revealed through you. For so long, your life has carried hidden weight, silent struggles, unseen battles, private tears. Yet even in your lowest places, God was writing a story not of shame, but of glory. And now, what was hidden begins to shine, not for your name, not for your pride, but for the glory of the one who chose you. This glory is not like earthly recognition. It is not shallow applause or temporary fame. It is the radiance of God's presence resting upon you, a reflection of His light shining through your life. You are becoming what you were always meant to be, a vessel through which heaven is revealed on earth. The prophet Zechariah records in the book of Zechariah, chapter 4, verse 6, "Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty." These words remind you that the glory revealed now is not born from your effort, your wisdom, or your strength. It flows only from His Spirit moving within you. Chosen one, your journey has been marked by moments that seem too dark, too heavy, too unbearable. Yet those very moments are now the backdrop against which God's glory shines brightest. The cracks in your heart, the scars on your soul, they have become the openings through which His light pours forth. What once felt like weakness now becomes testimony. What once looked like defeat now becomes victory. The glory revealed through you is not only for your benefit, it is for others. Many are wandering in confusion, drowning in despair, or trapped in shadows. Your life becomes a living witness, a torch that shows them there is a way through. When they see you rise after all you endured, they see evidence of a God who never abandons his chosen. This is why your story matters. Chosen one. It is not insignificant. It is not random. It is a canvas upon which heaven paints redemption. Every broken place restored. Every wound healed. Every silence filled with God's voice becomes part of the testimony. And when others witness this, their faith will awaken. Your light becomes their invitation to believe again. Chosen one. Glory does not mean the absence of struggle. It means that even in struggle, God's presence is undeniable. It means that your enemies will see you stand when they expected you to fall. It means that your testimony will shine brighter than the attacks that tried to bury you. Glory is not about avoiding fire. It is about walking through fire and emerging without the smell of smoke. You are entering a season where what was once hidden cannot remain unseen. Favor will become visible. Authority will become evident. The weight of God's presence will rest on you in ways that shift atmospheres. This is not exaggeration. It is the natural result of a life yielded fully to God. Chosen one. Walk humbly in this. Never forget that the glory you carry is borrowed, not owned. It is His presence through you, not your strength within you. Let your life point upward, so that when people see the light, they know it is not you, it is Him. And in this way, you fulfill the highest calling of a chosen vessel, to reveal His glory to the world. Chosen one. This is the final sealing decree. Tonight, heaven completes what has been stirring in your spirit. The hidden role assigned to you before the foundations of the earth is not just activated, it is confirmed, sealed, and established. What was once uncertain has now become unshakable truth. You are chosen. You are called, and your destiny is set. This sealing is not a fragile agreement. It is eternal. It cannot be broken by the doubts of your mind, the failures of your past, or the schemes of the enemy. Once heaven seals, no one can unseal. The decree over your life is not written in sand. It is carved in eternity. And it speaks with finality. You belong to God, and nothing can snatch you from His hand. Chosen one. Feel the weight of this moment. For years you wondered if you missed your chance, if you disqualified yourself, if somehow the mistakes you made altered the script of your destiny. Yet heaven reminds you now, grace has always outrun failure. Mercy has always rewritten the chapters you thought were ruined. The decree tonight confirms that your assignment has not been lost. It has only been hidden until the appointed time, and that appointed time is now. The voice of God thundered in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. These words are the essence of your sealing. You are not sealed for isolation, you are sealed for companionship with the Almighty. Wherever you walk, His presence goes before you. Whatever battles you face, His hand fights with you. Chosen one. The sealing decree is also a protection. Just as a king's seal once guarded the scrolls of decree, heaven's seal now guards your assignment. The enemy cannot steal it. People cannot diminish it. Even your own fears cannot undo it. This is why you survived what should have destroyed you, because heaven's seal was already upon you. You did not realize it then, but you were preserved by decree. Now, the confirmation brings peace. You do not have to strive to prove yourself. You do not have to beg for validation. You do not have to fear losing what has already been secured. The decree has gone forth, and it will not return void. You are chosen, confirmed, sealed, chosen one. Let this final word rest deep in your spirit. The journey was never in vain. The crushing produced oil, the fire refined gold. The silence sharpened your hearing. The storms revealed your foundation. And tonight, every hidden lesson, every unseen battle, every painful shaping comes together in one truth. You were never just surviving. You were being prepared for this decree. Walk in it boldly. Live in it daily. Let it become your anchor when doubts return, your shield when battles rage, your song when nights grow long. You are sealed, and nothing can undo it. This is the decree of heaven over your life. Chosen one. We have reached the end of this divine message. But what is sealed tonight will echo for the rest of your life. You are not ordinary. You are not overlooked. You are chosen, crowned, and sent. The hidden role that has stirred in your spirit has now been revealed, activated, and sealed. And from this night forward, you walk not as one who wonders, but as one who knows. Take this truth into every step. You are marked. You are sealed. And you are unstoppable in the hands of God. No force of darkness can unwrite what heaven has already decreed over your life. This is your time. This is your calling. This is your crown. And now I want to speak to you heart to heart. If this message has stirred something inside you, if you felt the fire of confirmation burning in your spirit, I encourage you, do not keep it to yourself. Like this word, because that simple act allows it to reach further. Share it, because someone you know may be silently crying for the very reminder you just received. And subscribe, not just to follow, but to remain connected, so that each new word of encouragement, each confirmation from heaven, arrives right when you need it. Finally, I ask you to comment below. Let your words be your seal of agreement with heaven. It doesn't have to be long, just your voice saying, I receive, or I believe, or I am chosen. Your comment is more than interaction, it is testimony. It is your declaration to God and to the unseen realms that you are stepping fully into the identity placed upon you tonight. Chosen one. Arise, shine, walk in your assignment, for heaven has spoken, and the decree is final. You are chosen.